Alright, I'm at 6040 Patillo Lane. Taking a look at a what they call a 4-2, and sits here in a quiet neighborhood. The neighborhood has a little bit of age to it, but certainly seems to be well cared for, and certainly don't have any issues with it. The location's really good. We're right next to a golf course on one side, and the other side's really high-end homes. So the area is really great to be tucked in the middle. Some great appeals. House does have some issues. Starting in the yard, I would definitely want to limb the trees up. I think it was a better view of the front of the house, make maintenance a little bit easier, and give us the hope and the chance that we may be able to grow some grass here in the front yard, create a little bit of curb appeal. There is some water damage to the siding, and you can see here where several of the boards underneath the windows, the trim pieces have been rotted, but you can also see where the siding is decaying, and there's a lot here in the front that needs to be replaced. There's more here than any place else. Right here going underneath the front door. Now throughout the house all the way around, there is a lot of gapping where everywhere where two boards come together, they have shrunk and pulled apart with age. We've got some rotting to the eaves over the windows, and you see this one is just completely falling apart. So definitely some siding issues that have to be addressed. You can see they've already replaced one piece of trim here beside the front door from the rot and the gaps that are around that. But as we work our way around the house, you can see every one of those gaps creates the potential for water getting into the house and creating damage. And you can see how far apart all of them are. We've got some water damage around the fireplace that would need to be replaced. Have some more siding here that's going to need to be replaced and addressed. So quite a bit of siding work, and because of that and the caulking that needs to take place everywhere, probably would need to repaint the exterior of the home. Would be difficult to just address it with touch up. This is a particle board siding, so we'd want to go back with a hardy board or a concrete siding. You see more damage right here. The deck is sound and in good condition. There are a few boards that are pulling away that or warped really badly that would need to be replaced. But the bigger issue is this was a homeowner built deck. You can see the post is crooked here, but more importantly, we would need to replace the railings. Code requires the railings be less than 3.5 inches apart so that a child can't get their head stuck in the middle of them. So we want to remove that liability and replace the railings. Again, showing you the roof. It's got a nice architectural roof, so probably at least 10, if not 15 more years left on that roof, and maybe even more than that. Backyard, pretty open and clear. But again, you can see the gapping in all the siding. By the time we caulk all that in, if we try and touch up paint, it's going to look very hodgepodge. Working the way around the house, you can see more window rot below the window here. We've got some elbows that need to be put back in place. Have a few lateral cracks in the foundation, but not anything that looks alarming. I've looked underneath the house. I'm not real concerned about that. Now, I want to point out the retaining walls. This one is not in that bad of condition. You can see we do have a little bit of rot, but this is not going to be an area that I'd be real concerned of people playing in the flower bed, but we definitely have an issue on the other side. And this retaining wall has completely rotted out, and you can see here just how loose everything is, as well as how rotted it all is. and that's true all the way down the side. So that's a big liability factor for a potential owner. So we would need to replace that retaining wall. Heading in, it's a fairly nice house. No major complaints. We've got a nice sized living room here, vaulted ceiling, fireplace. We've got nice 2-inch blinds in here. Definitely would want to do something about the painting. Would need to be repainted throughout. Definitely want to replace all the carpet throughout. The homeowner did some interesting tile work. Um, didn't quite trim things out or finish them out properly in a few places. We do have a hot water heater in here that's intact, but no expansion tank on that. If we intend to entertain any sort of Section 8 tenants, we would definitely want to go ahead and get an expansion tank put on there. As we make our way into the kitchen and dining area, dining area is actually large enough that it almost feels like another living room, but there's no other really good place to do any eating except for you could put a little table over here in the kitchen. It's a really oddly laid out um, space. Um, if I could come back in and completely redo it, money no object, would certainly change the configuration of the rooms. But you can see painting definitely needs some attention. In the kitchen, we've got burn marks on the counters, large stains, some damaged areas. I'd recommend we go ahead and replace the countertops. We have a kitchen cabinet that has been taken and definitely needs to be replaced. Um, and potentially with that, if we're not able to match the cabinets exactly, we may want to go back and repaint all the cabinets. Definitely need a stove, definitely need a vent hood. Not sure about the viability of the stove or the dishwasher. The top of the stove is bent. You can see where it gaps on each side and is down in the middle. It may be perfectly okay, but won't know until the power's on. We can test it. Have a little bit of water damage around the side door here, so we'd have to do a little bit of woodwork on the casing there. But don't understand really why this door is even here. Again, if money were no object, we'd remove that door, siding over it. There wouldn't be an exit out the side because we have the exit right here headed to the backyard. So we head back into the house, into the hallways. It's 4 bedrooms. This would be the first one. They've got recessed lighting throughout, but no light bulbs. Hopefully all of that works. No power on. Carpet's in really bad condition, really dark stains. Um, this is not one that we'll be able to clean up. Little bits of patchwork here and there. Not anything particularly large or alarming. A little linen closet, everything's intact. Hot water heater, or not hot water heater, laundry room right here. Do need to get the doors put on it. As you step in the hallway, you definitely really notice the house has settled a little bit. And it's really along this wall and this line, not where the peak is, but along this wall. The house slopes from the front down to here and from the back down to here. Not much, it's subtle, maybe a half an inch over that space, but you definitely feel that you're not standing level when you're walking down the hallway. The bathroom, the tile is certainly serviceable. Good paint job in here, and bathroom should be just fine. Don't see any issues with the cabinets or the other fixtures. First bedroom or second bedroom, definitely need to paint. Remove the border in here. Um, no issues outside of the carpet. Again, heavy staining that I don't foresee cleaning getting out. I'm going to skip the fourth bedroom and head to the master. And again, carpet just pretty atrocious. Definitely need to paint in here. Drawbacks with very small closet. We've got a little bit of work to do. I'm imagining that is due to the settling of the house, where it's leaning in the middle. Um, Bathroom, again, tile is just fine. No complaints or issues there. The mirror certainly shows some fatigue where the silver has come off the back of the mirror, but not a requirement that it be replaced. And then we get to the fourth bedroom. And what makes this so interesting is the fact that it has both a closet and a garage. So the one car garage is through the fourth bedroom. And at some point, they had the door taped shut. Obviously, that was to keep wind out. They have created a little foyer here that the tile's already broken. So all that would come up. I would just replace that with carpet. Um, but certainly don't like that layout of having to go through the fourth bedroom to get to the garage. A little bit of water damage here. Don't see any signs from outside what that is due from. So that may predate what I imagine is a new roof on the house. Looking at how good the architectural shingle is, um, I can't anticipate they would have put that architectural shingle on here when it was built. So I'm guessing that it's been re-roofed at some point. Overall, a nice house. I think it would do just fine. Just a matter of whether or not the numbers work.